All right, should we get into it?
Are we live, ladies and gents?
Yeah, we are. Welcome to another episode of Design on Purpose. I'm here with my friend, Joe Fitz Johnson.
Yep, there we go.
And I do feel a little bit underdressed next to you, Joe.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you just came out of nowhere. We're at the gym and all of a sudden he comes out looking like that. So, what can I do?
Design on purpose.
I love it. I love it. So, Joe, we've obviously met in the gym. Spent a bit of time around the back here training a little bit. I've seen you working out, and we've had a few really good conversations about things, life, business, fitness, and you've got a really nice business where you help people through stagnation, periods of stagnation in their life.
Exactly.
It's called No Stagnation.
You got it. Yeah.
So can you tell me what is stagnation?
I think being stagnant means different things for different people. But I think at a foundational standpoint, it's allowing your comfort to hold you back from your highest potential, essentially.
Yeah.
I think it's very easy to whether it be in a low place or a high place, I think it's very easy to become too comfortable where you stop growing, and I think that life is about challenging yourself and growing in different ways, whether that be physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. I think there's always a new, I think that's what humans strive for. It's just like unlocking new goals, challenges, doing hard things, and just leveling up their character. So I think being stagnant is when you stop caring about leveling up your character.
Yeah. And I've definitely been through a period of that in my life, even though I thought that I was growing, maybe it was outside of my awareness. Like I've just gone through this big fitness journey, obviously coming out of the back of COVID. I've lost 15 kilos in the last 12 months. Yeah. But when I look at photos of myself 12 months ago, I have no idea. I had no idea at the time that I looked like that. Like I didn't know that I looked swollen and things like that. So it's like, being stagnant. Do you think people are aware, or how do they get to the point where they realize that they're actually stuck?
I think a couple of things.
Let's get the mic up there.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Every time I talk, you gotta
I know there's a bit of
talk into the mic.
Yeah, that's
talk
right.
into the mic. I think a couple of things, right? Look in the mirror. Everybody doesn't have a desire, to be great or to chase that highest potential. And I think, like you said, you didn't know that you were in that body per se. But did you ever take any photos or look in the mirror? Or also environment is important as well. It's like it depends on what your vision is. Everyone, like you say, design on purpose. Everyone isn't designing on purpose. And I actually just made a YouTube video about this. It's like we literally design our life, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, right? So at that point, and in many people's lives, they're not designing on purpose. They're just reacting to life. You get me?
Yeah.
And it sounds like you got to a point where you were like, okay, wait, let me design on purpose. And that's when you started paying attention to your body and you started changing. You're like, whoa.
I hit rock bottom. I hit the bottom of the bottom. Like my business, disbanded. I've completely. I had to move location. I had to move out of my place. So my whole old life just completely crumbled. I had a tower moment. And so even though I'm very purpose-led, I had a purpose-led business and my life was really based around that. I think it's some way I kind of lost my way. But then I couldn't see the real reflection of actually how I was looking. And so I didn't actually realize until I was rock bottom. And then obviously I was feeling the stress it was also discomfort of that period of where I was at. But it wasn't the kind of discomfort that where you grow. I know you don't want to get dengue.
The mosquitoes, me and the mosquitoes, they be after me, so I be after them.
Yeah. No, so I you know, that it was a real journey. And I think like, yeah, I was taking photos. I knew I could kind of, there was something there for me that I knew that I needed to kind of change something, but it wasn't until I kind of hit the pit that I really made the difference. And then that's when I came overseas and really focused on my health. But like, how often do you see that? Like, is it usually when people are like in complete desperation when they need a hand, or?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of people that see themselves going down the slip. I think there's a lot of people that see themselves slipping down that slope, you know, and they know it. Like, there's been people that I've talked to for years on years on years that were like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. A year goes by, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. You know, I started and then I stopped, and you know intrinsically that you're letting yourself go. Right? You know that you're not eating the best foods. You know that you have this goal of, you know, wanting to have a morning routine, at least have a little bit of time for yourself, or have a time for your, you know, because I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, but I also work with a lot of like corporate professionals and just normal people, right, that work 9-to-5 jobs. And it can be hard to focus on yourself as well as like, you know, side project, passion project, etc. when you are solely focused on, you know, survival and working, you know, and it's easy to get lost in that sauce, or building a business. It's very easy to get lost in the sauce of building a business or building that career or building that, you know, whatever you're building. But then at the same time, forget about yourself, you know, and put yourself on that back burner. And
I think that's so true. Like, what I'm seeing, like in this world that we're living in, it's getting so complicated so quickly. Like, just everything, everyone's nervous systems are completely wired up all the time, because we're always on call. People have access to you all the time. There's so many things you have to remember and pay attention to. So it's like, you're constantly in gear, you know, like, so it's kind of what I felt was when I finally stepped away from all of that, when I started letting my nervous system kind of drop back down to a new normal, like a new level, where I wasn't constantly having to be responsive, I felt like that had a huge part to play in how I kind of like you're saying, let myself slip, you know. And it happens so sneakily.
Yeah, it's the slow killer, right? It's like,
yeah. And I think like what I've come to the realization is that, like you're saying about designing, you know, design on purpose, it's not just around like the purpose of your, you know, your core purpose or the purpose of your business. It's also like designing your life so that you can actually live a healthy and balanced lifestyle, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's important to like design on purpose, or what I call like consciously create your life, you know, and I think that, you know, whether that be your schedule, your routine, or where you live, or, you know, all of these things, you know, the skills that you learn, the career that you build, the business that you build, like being intentional about what you're building so that it aligns with what's important to you, you know, your core principles. And, you know, I believe a big part of that is, you know, health, working out, because a big part of life is having a good mental health. And I think that I know that there's a direct correlation with exercise, releasing the endorphins that is going to correlate to that mental health. It's going to correlate to you wanting to intrinsically eat better because you've had that workout in, and you don't want to just completely like per se waste it. But it's just an evolution, I find. And I've seen so many people transform. I've helped so many people transform where I know this, the evolution. It's like, okay, you start seeing some changes, and then you want to see like what's actually possible. So you make more changes, and then, you know, you start reading books, listening to podcasts, building that business. You start, you know, producing at a higher level. You start ice bathing, you start biohacking. It just things that you didn't think that you'd be doing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I've had so many people, I don't want to be a gym rat. And then they lock in, they transform their body. Next thing you know, gym rat.
Then next thing you know, you think everyone's a gym rat?
Absolutely. I'm not even I wouldn't even say it has to be gym rat. It can be outdoor park rat. It can be running rat. It can be hiking rat, swimming rat.
As long as it's not rat race.
As long as it's not sit down and just stuff your face.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, we're not against food. That's one thing I preach as well. It's like, I don't really believe in super restrictive diets. I think eToro is a great option. but it's
What's that?
Etor, the ice cream.
Oh,
free promo.
I've seen your
Free
videos
promo.
on that. You're into that, aren't you?
Yeah, I am into that.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, I have a bit of a sweet tooth, but it's not like
you can afford to. I think
I work hard.
You work hard.
I work hard, and it's not a too regular of a thing where I'm like
yeah.
going overboard.
Cause I remember I just I went on the meal plan here, right? And probably just before I started doing that, remember we were talking about calories and
macros.
Like macros. You were talking about macros, and you said, "Oh, download this macro counter." That's the real way to do it.
Yeah.
And I've never really like dialed in my nutrition before. I've always been into training. I love kettlebells. I love martial arts training, jiu-jitsu, capoeira. But I've never really dialed the nutrition, and it's crazy how much difference it's made in like 2 months.
Yeah, it's the game changer. Like there's a lot of people that go to the gym or work out for years and years. Like a lot of my clients even reach out. I've got a few like 50-year-olds that I've helped literally get abs in the last 6 months from like struggling for decades of like they've been training like, oh, I've been working out my whole life. It's just, I'm getting older and, my body doesn't burn fat like it used to, but I still train every day. I'm like, okay, well, let's lock in on your nutrition. And then they get abs,
Yeah, well, they say that abs are made in the kitchen.
Abs are made in the kitchen all day. But it's a habitual, sustainable change. Like, you don't want to be too strict. It's not about like, oh, get abs in 30 days or, oh, get abs in 60 days and starve yourself and go on these crazy strict diets. It's literally about changing the way that you look at food and then also knowing why you're eating that much goddamn protein. Yeah. But not too much protein, but being intentional about it, right? I'm sure you're eating a lot more protein.
Yeah, like I'm actually something worth mentioning is that I'm actually eating way more food now.
Way more food. You're not starving yourself.
No, I'm eating more than I was. But I think as well, like because I wasn't eating at the same time every day. Like now I'm eating at the same time. So my body knows when I'm gonna get food. Yeah. So it starts to go in. I don't know if this is right. Obviously, this is your wheelhouse, but in what I'm thinking is like, oh, my body's like, oh, okay, well now I can let go of some of this extra fat because I know I'm not going to be starving for 6 hours or waiting for where's my next meal coming from.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's amazing actually.
Yeah, it's a relationship with your body, right? You're learning your body, you're learning natural hunger cues, and you're actually, getting into a routine where you're allowing your body, I'm sure you're training hard and you're pretty active throughout the day and things like that. So you're building a routine for your body and your body's,
it's responding well.
For sure.
But the food, it's like exactly like what you said. You did tell me that. You're like, well, it's nutrition.
Facts.
Yeah, it's 100%. So like, what about when people come to you and they you get them on this nutrition and you start looking at their diet?
Yeah.
Do they think that they're eating healthy when they come to you?
Yeah. I mean, there's different levels, and that's why. Full transparency, I do coaching, right? I do mentorship. I don't do just like, oh, buy a meal plan, oh, buy a workout plan. It's like, let me take a look at your lifestyle, right? I have some people that are traveling full time. I have some people that work from home. It's all a different routine, So it's about just optimizing your routine. But yeah, some people are in a point where they're eating clean. Like I said, I work with a couple gentlemen that, they're working out consistently. They're eating clean. But again, there's a difference between eating clean and eating intentionally for a body transformation, right? For building muscle and burning fat.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, sure, you can eat clean. So like, for example, if they ate clean, just like normal clean, which is just like whole foods, high in protein, likely still they're not eating enough. But once you get once you transform, your maintenance diet doesn't have to be as on point, as intentional as when you're transforming.
Why is that?
Because your body's already changed to be honest.
Body composition?
Yeah, your body composition, like when you're actually undergoing a body recomp, you have to, it's like designing a house or building a car or building anything. Like you have to put intentional focus into that machine and construct that machine. You get me? And then once that body has transformed, the maintenance, I mean, you're not going to don't go off the wire and just start eating like McDonald's every day and sugars and things like that. But, you know, you could, instead of eating 3 or 4 meals per day, you can go to 2 meals a day or even 1 meal a day. And yeah, you'll cut, like, right? You'll lean out.
Oh, dude, I've leaned out so much.
If you want to bulk, you would still want to, you know,
protein,
increase that overall calorie intake and protein intake if you wanted to put on some lean muscle mass and kind of fill out. But yeah, long story short, it's like you also evolve as a person as you continue to transform your body.
Yeah, well, they say like there's not one cell in your body that was you 1 year ago, even your teeth. So it's like literally you are what you eat.
No, that's true.
So like I've been eating pretty clean for, you know, for probably a year now, and I definitely feel like a completely different person, and I literally am, because every cell in your body is replaced with the nutrition that you're putting in with.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, the nutrition's a big one. But what about what kinds of people do you work with? You know, is there a particular person?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm speaking to my audience and when I'm speaking to people, I'm typically aiming for entrepreneurs over 30, right? But through that, I still get all kinds of different people just through different social medias, different platforms and things like that. I would say I specialize in working with, you know, people that want to gain lean muscle mass, you know, so full transparency, I prefer people that have at least been on a routine or have been trying on their own versus somebody that hasn't tried anything. They're like, oh, I want to, you know, lose 20 pounds. Oh, I want to build muscle. And I'm like, okay, what have you tried so far? And they're like, oh, I haven't tried anything yet. It's like, now you're just talking, you know, you're not actually showing up at all, you know? So I do prefer people that try and show up, but just struggle to optimize their strategy to get the results that they want. As well as like busy people, like whether they're traveling, building businesses, because that's my foundation and that's where I come from. And I've worked with a lot of, you know, successful entrepreneurs and traveling professionals and corporate professionals and things. And I just understand the way that time is scarce, right? So we have to optimize our time. And then also you don't have to spend a lot of time in the gym. Like today, I only worked out for a quick 45 minutes before the podcast.
They say you don't really need to like, I've noticed that I've actually, when I was in Thailand, I was training a lot, like 3 sessions a day, you know, jiu-jitsu, kettlebells. I do a body combat session. I was like going to town, Muay Thai sometimes in the afternoon as well.
Yeah.
But that I wasn't really focusing on my diet there too much. I was probably having too much dairy, which is probably quite inflammatory.
Right.
I was eating probably a bunch of seed oils because I'm in Thailand and I'm eating all the Thai food.
Fried everything.
So I'm actually training less here. I'm doing more intentional stuff.
Right.
I'm doing a lot more stuff with my shoulder, like working out, like, you know, on my fascia stuff, hydration, kettlebells, obviously a lot of walking, but the intensity is a lot less, you know, than what I was doing in Thailand. And because of my nutrition, it's just like, it's peeling off.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree with that. What about these entrepreneurs? What kind of lifestyles are they living, you know, before you get to them or they get to you? I think
it's just the normal, you know, hustle culture. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people, hustle culture, as well as just like, being focused on building their business, being focused on getting the bag, being focused on providing. I do work with a lot of like family men and women, a lot more men than women, but I have helped a lot of women as well. But yeah, people that are in the hustle culture, whether that be the corporate hustle, right? Leveling up through corporate America, or that be the entrepreneur that works online, that's building e-com businesses, or work with a lot of realtors, real estate investors and things like that. Crypto traders, because I'm in the crypto field as well, so I have a network within the crypto. So it's like, you know, people, and then I mean people here in Bali as well. So it's a lot of entrepreneurs, to be honest, and they're just living their lifestyle where it's like, there's something that I speak to which is called the new age millionaire, right? I believe that the new age millionaire looks a lot different than the old era millionaire, right? The old era millionaire was programmed to just focus on business, focus on money, put yourself on the back burner. You don't have time for working out. You don't have time for meditation. You don't have time for the self-care, right? You just focus on business. And that's where a lot of people get stuck in, right? But if you talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, new age millionaire, right? The new age millionaire, these guys are fit, right? These women are fit. They value and they prioritize, you know, their physical health, their mental health, how they eat, you know, and that self-care. And I would say talk to them about it as well. Like, there's a reason why they make time to work out, because it does reflect in the business. It does reflect in your day-to-day life, your relationships, your energy, your mental clarity, your ideas, everything, you know. And once you begin to see that, like when people are like, oh, how do people become gym rats? It's like, it's not that the people that are in the gym have more time than the people that are not in the gym, right? People are busy. Both sides are busy.
Yeah,
Literally.
it's what you prioritize, right?
It's what you prioritize.
So is there a place for hustle culture?
A place?
Yeah,
there's many
like
places.
do you think that the new business era, there's a place for hustle culture,
Yeah.
hustle culture?
In terms of like a state, a country?
Yeah, no, but I just mean like you're talking about this new age millionaire.
Yeah,
and
I feel like Bali has a lot of the new age millionaire mindset, right? It's like people here are building their businesses, but they're also prioritizing. That's why I like it here in Bali, right? I think Dubai likely has some of the same where it's like those elite professionals, but they also are fucking in shape. You know, they're also prioritizing what they're eating. There's a lot of, entrepreneurs, whether it be like Ed Milet, Andrew Frisella, we got Goggins and stuff like that. I think that.
But Goggins is a bit much, I reckon.
Hey, different strokes for different folks.
We've talked about this before. Maybe I don't like full respect to that guy. Like honestly, I think he's amazing, but I wouldn't want to push my body to that extent. And I understand it's a mental thing for him, and he's you know. But like for me, it's like have you seen that guy's feet?
No.
Like you've got very nice feet.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe he did at one point, but if you have, I've seen pictures of his feet. They look gnarly.
They look like he's been
like it's just.
I mean, he's been through a different life, you know.
Yeah, and full respect to the guy. I mean, honestly, like I said, I think he's amazing, and he's probably helped so many people with mindsets and motivation and everything. But but then on the other side of that, you know, I follow people like Naudi Aguilar, who's a functional patterns guy, you know, and he's like really not into all of that super high, crazy, intense, like bashing up your body kind of thing. You know, it's about aging nicely, you know, doing the exercises that are actually going to increase your mobility, your hydration, your strength, your balance, your, throwing, walking, standing, squatting, running, you know, the things that a human being would be designed to do.
Right.
So
I think it's just different strokes for different folks, you know. I think for Goggins, like you said, it's more of the mental strength, right? I think if we had to go side by side, mental strength, David Goggins versus Nadi from Functional Patterns, Nadi's probably going to take the safer, softer way out, or Goggins will probably rip him apart.
He's kind of a badass too, though, actually, Nadi, but in a different way.
In a different way, you know. Everybody's got their own, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so then what about people that work in a entrepreneurial, like, you know, that are running a business, or CEOs, or people that are trying to build something, and they're going hard at building a startup, and they're, you know, how does somebody get into how would you get them to design their life so that they're not falling into the trap of slipping into that, you know, going down that slippery slope of not looking after the health?
I would say, you know, getting clear on, like we just said, it's prioritization, right? And I think that you can tell somebody to do a lot of things, right? You can tell, like, even like when it comes to family, you want your family to get in shape and things like that. Like, you can tell people over and over, like, or even in crypto, oh, invest in this. Oh, eat like this. Oh, you should start working out. But it's not until that person intrinsically wants to make that change, right? That person intrinsically wants to make that a priority, right? Like we just said, there's, you know, different strokes for different folks, right? And basically what I'm getting at is, like, the person has to want it first, right? Once a person wants it, then we can create a routine of, okay, what makes sense? Maybe you can't make it to the gym for 2 hours. Maybe you need to do home workout. Like, I have some entrepreneurs, they've built like little mini gyms in their garage or in their house or things like that. Okay, if you don't have that, you don't need a gym. You can do calisthenics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or another thing that I really press is just like, one, establishing the power of showing up. I think that that's an important thing. It's like, you don't have to be there for an hour. You don't have to be there for 2 hours. It's literally just about pushing yourself to show up, whether that's before work, whether that's right after work. Okay, bring your gym bag with you to work or wherever you're going, cafe or whatever. and then go to the gym right after. Don't go home and then have to leave again. Like pretty much set yourself up in patterns and routines that set yourself up for success for the things that you want.
Yeah, I think the patterns is a
pattern. As humans, we're
habitual, right?
Yeah, so you have to literally intentionally set up that pattern and prime that pattern. Prime that pattern. So simple things, like I said, bringing the gym bag to work, right? Or maybe wearing your gym clothes.
You're taking away the resistance, right?
Exactly. You're making it. And then you build that routine where it's like it becomes a part of your pattern. And then even like, okay, some days you don't feel like it. Most days you're not going to feel like it. But it's literally, like I say, show up. So something I like to do is trick yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to just go for 10 minutes. Literally.
But you know what?
You can go home after the 10 minutes. You just have to go for 10 minutes. You have to force it.
Yeah, but you won't want to go home after 10 minutes.
Okay, that's between you and...
Yeah, because I sometimes when I just, like, I don't feel like doing anything. And I'll go, okay, just get on the treadmill. So I just get on the treadmill, and the first 10 minutes, I'm like, I don't want to be walking. Yeah. But, I've got some Afro beats on, I'm walking around.
Before you know it.
Before I know it, I'm like, I'm loving it, I'm sweating, and then I'm like vibing with the music, and I'm like, it's really hard to drag me off there. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes. So it's just that first stage, and like you're saying there, just finding those, taking the resistance away is a really good. That's why I like hanging out here so much, because I'm just you're around it all the time. You're around other people working on their health and their fitness, so it just it's just part of what everyone does here. Yeah, it just makes it easier.
And again, when we talk about designing on purpose, it's like something that I'm big on as well. Is I think it's important to. Right, I'm from Minnesota. I'm from like a smaller Minnesota. You feel me? So the fitness culture, like first of all, it's winter half the year, right? It's cold. A lot of people don't want to leave the house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? But basically, what I'm getting at, something that I think is very important is investing into a nice gym or a nice club or somewhere that you actually enjoy to go. Not saying, like I said, some clients and some people work out at home. I've had many seasons during COVID. I was working out at home, outside. It doesn't matter. But my bad, that was a little loud.
No, that's all right. That's all
right. But what I'm saying is I've met a lot of really good people, built a lot of good relationships, and you meet like-minded people. A lot of people are like, oh, how do I meet like other, entrepreneurs, other like-minded people, my friends, my other friends, they don't really like to work out. Just go to the gym. Start becoming a normal.
You'll make friends.
You'll make friends that are on the same type of time that you're on. You know.
But what about you, Joe? Because you travel.
Well, what about you?
Because you travel a lot. We've spoken about this before. Like, and I'm much the same. Now that I've got this new lifestyle, like there's no going back for me.
Right.
Like so even when I'm I'm thinking about going to Lisbon for a little bit. Mm-hmm. In Portugal, and I'm already looking at, okay, where's my place to stay? Where's the gym? Where's the good gym that I want to be around? Exactly. And I'll organize that before I go. So as soon as I go there, within the first couple of days, boom, I need to get back into my routine straight up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But a lot of people miss that.
Well, I was missing that for a long time.
Yeah. But like now you've gotten the bug. It's a part of your priority, your focus. Yeah. And that's what it's about. And I think the best thing that we can do as well is inspire one another. Like, I'm sure you're inspiring tons of people, right? When you share, I saw that you recently shared like your transformation. Yeah. And a lot of people like showed you love in the comments, but like even people that didn't like it or didn't comment or didn't even acknowledge it, you inspired them. Like there's a lot of people that have even like reached out to me. I'm like, I didn't even know you were seeing my content,
Yeah,
and like
I got so many. I never I'm not like an influencer or anything,
everyone's an influencer in their own way when you're doing inspirational things.
But I just I put that post up because I thought, what, I was thinking about my 2024 and I was like, there's so much stuff I can put up, but this, if I, this is something that it just sums it up for me, my whole year. Like what I was literally just shedding everything, like what doesn't serve, like not just in my physical, body, but just everything, just like designing, going through, like what's a stressor. I think removing stresses is a big one as well.
Yeah, true.
So, it just really summed it up for me. But I was surprised at how many people commented on that picture. I mean, I don't have a huge audience or anything, but like probably 10% of the people that follow me commented at least liked the photo or commented. Yeah. It was wild. Yeah. I never seen anything like that. So I think people really, I think a lot of people probably aspire to make a change like that, right?
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
And it's definitely not easy.
It's challenging, but
Yeah.
how does it feel though? Like, how does it feel to even see yourself in that previous body and know what you've been able to accomplish?
When I saw the photo, like, it's the face for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I see my face, I don't know, like me in December last year, I looked like a fish.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you
lose that body fat, your face changes.
I had no neck.
I had no neck. Here you go. The slow roast. Here she goes. She's about to roast her old self. Put up a pop up here. Put your before and after right here for the people.
No, I had no neck. Like, and
I had no neck.
And my eyes were so sad.
He's going through it.
I just looked like I've just crawled through hell. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I really had in a lot of ways. I was deep in it at that moment. But when I see myself now, I'm like, wow, like, I look so different.
How do you feel too, though?
Like, I feel so different.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I feel so much more mentally strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I just felt I was at that point before, like, where there was so many things piling up. I felt like I took care of so many people for so long. I felt like I was carrying a lot, and I was physically had it on my body.
Got you.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then, yeah, I just think, like, going through that process, like, not only every time, you know, losing weight, getting fit, feeling strong physically, you feel more confident. Your whole aura changes. People react with you, people interact with you differently. You know?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You get
big time.
You get a different response.
Sure. 100%.
Because you look like someone that looks after yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so people have almost like more respect for you in the way they speak to you and the way that they interact with you.
For sure.
So you get a different world that you also start walking in as well. You get different opportunities because, you know, you get a different vibration of people coming around you.
Yeah.
So actually what happens is your whole world around you actually starts to change.
Big time.
And then our environment's a feedback loop. So then you're in that environment, and then that, you know, so it's just kind of like it's a spiral up.
It's like the biggest thing you can do to transform your life, in my opinion. Like, I feel like nothing transforms a person's life like a fitness transformation. You know, like fitness, God, mindset, it all, I feel like you just evolve. It's the evolution.
Were you ever in a situation where you've had to do that for yourself, or you've always been very, very slim, right? Because
I would say I've always been in shape, and I've always prioritized working out. Like, even at the lowest parts of my life, the gym and working out was that saving piece for me that helped keep me sane. And that's why I do what I do, and that's why I help others have that healthy outlet, because so many of us don't have that healthy, you know, foundation or that anchor that, you know, when life happens, because life is going to happen, right?
Oh, yeah,
a lot of people are going to go and revert back to that anchor or that foundation, which could be eating, drinking, smoking, just having sex, or whatever to distract yourself from the actual pain that you're feeling. But I feel that when you have fitness as a foundation, or whether it be hiking or whatever it is, something that releases those endorphins, but I say fitness because also nutrition, you know, but I feel like when you have that anchor and that foundation, it allows you to grow through life and process things more effectively, or just like in a way that where you can like still feel good, you know, even in hard times.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Is about being able to navigate through uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like having anchors, having not being you know, like a cork in the ocean, just bobbing around and just being thrown around by the waves in life that come, because they do come. The waves come usually in threes, and they, you know, and it's like every level there's another devil. You know, it's like you get more resilience. You can take on more. You have capacity to take on more because you're stronger, and yeah, I just think that you're 100% right. That's one of the biggest changes for me as well in all that is the mental resilience. Do you think that comes with the confidence built in training?
Yeah, for sure. Like confidence built in terms of like within a person, like their confidence can come from training. Yeah, their confidence can come from it.
Yeah, like because you start. I think when you start building discipline. Discipline builds confidence in some way.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Because you're having wins. I turned up to the gym today.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I lifted a little bit more weight today. Oh wow, I'm winning. I got to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
following through on your word.
Yeah,
following through on your goals
to yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you become a sexy. You know, I'm sure you've been getting some more attention as well. You know, I'm sure they're like, hey, let me buy you a drink. Hey, hey, hold on. You know, you can either get distracted by that. I've had a lot of clients who transform. And they're like, yo, girls are buying me drinks, literally. And I'm like that's never
great.
happened.
That's great.
I'm like, hey, but don't get distracted because it's very easy to get up in that relationship and then let yourself go. Like then you get in this relationship and she wanted you for that version of you that was locked in, that was on your shit, and now y'all both just let yourself go. And then she gonna dump you. Look, no, let me not go down the wormhole, right?
That's a thing, right? Too, like people getting in relationships and then getting.
I get a lot of clients that have like
gone through breakups and they need to like get back on the market.
Exactly. It's like, now why weren't you doing this while you were in the relationship? That would be, you know, it's like, you know, make your partner always feel like, dang, I got the sexiest motherfucker, and not only sexy, but somebody that inspires me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're also like, whether it's your kids, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, even when you don't want to show up for yourself, I find that it's a powerful thing to, because there's people watching you still, you know, like, I mean, I think everyone's a leader to somebody, you know?
I think that, you know, sometimes when you're only a few steps ahead of somebody or like a few years ahead of in some transformation, it almost makes it more approachable, or it's the advice or the inspiration is better to come from you than someone who's like, you know, 10, 20 years down the track, you know, because it's, people like to be a part of the transformation.
And that's why I encourage people as well to share their journey. Like a lot of people, even when it comes to like creating content or, you know, sharing their business or sharing what they do, they feel like, oh, I haven't hit 7 figures in that yet, so I can't share. And it's like, no, like you're still not at point A. There's still someone at point A that wants to get to point C or point D, and you're at point fucking G. You can still help them. You can
show the steps to that point, right?
And they like to see that transformation. Even when it comes to like YouTube, like people would like to see, okay, you started with no mic, no lights. You know,
2 iPhones and a Sony, and I have a feeling this one's too low as well. I'm looking in the mirror over there. I don't know. I hope my head's not getting chopped off.
I don't know, but
is it?
We lined it up for a while, so I hope I can see it in the mirror. It looks like it's okay. No, your head's not chopped.
Okay, cool.
No, it looks cool.
Checking. I'm paranoid about these cameras. Anyway.
Yeah, but you know, soon you'll have the full, like, you're getting there. You got a production assistant today for a little second.
Oh, we had a production assistant as well today.
Yeah, so soon you're gonna have full big red cameras shooting 4K.
I want to get into
the whole
VR.
squad right here.
VR podcast.
It's gonna be the VR podcast. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I want to do that.
You know, you should look into Mo, $Mo. It's a meme coin, and she's one of the first AI agents to actually have a live podcast show, and she interviews just like this, but she's an anime AI character, and she's fully autonomous on the blockchain. So
can she actually?
Yeah.
Like it's a computer.
Yeah, it's an AI.
Do you think she should do a podcast with me?
Yeah.
Should I ask her?
You can.
How do I do that?
Go on Twitter.
Find her on Twitter.
It's Mo. It's a whole company.
Okay, we got to talk about that. That's so wild.
Yeah, the autonomous agents. You heard it here. I mean, I don't know what kind of audience specifically this is, but if there's some crypto heads, which I'm sure that there is.
We've had crypto people on. I've got some more crypto convos happening next week.
Yeah, good. But
what do you know, Joe? What do you know? Tell us
AI
everything.
Agents are taking over crypto. Look, no, seriously.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Are they trading?
Yeah, they are. They're trading.
Are they killing it?
I wouldn't say they're killing it yet.
They're probably killing it all across the multiverse. You know about this too, hey? How
they're going to be killing it on social media. They're going to be killing it in the bedrooms.
Oh, no.
They're going to be killing it in being therapists. They're going to be killing it on music, I don't know. We'll see. We got a whole lot of things changing. What do you
just on that point, while we got you there, what do you think's gonna what do you think's happening? What do you see is happening and like in the world with all this stuff, you know, because you're into health, you're into, you know, the more human aspect of life, but then you're also into all of this tech
the digital
stuff.
world.
So what do you see?
Web3, the next layer of the internet in terms of They're being a virtual reality on top of the physical reality, and
like digital twins. People are making digital twins.
Yeah, there's gonna be full AI agents. Like we're gonna like these glasses are already like they're already out.
Very
actually.
nice, by the way.
Thank you.
Rose-colored glasses.
Hey, they're nice, and then they're not blue light blocking certified, but they block some blue light when I'm working at night as well. So it's a little functionality, a little biohacking in there.
Style.
With the style. But yeah, no, there's autonomous AI agents that are definitely taking over both the social media. They're also launching tokens and being able to fund themselves.
No way, really?
Yeah, a lot of the tokens that we're trading are launched by. Have you heard of Fartcoin, Goatee? These are AI coins that reach billion-dollar market caps.
I have not been on top of all these crypto. No, but it's very interesting. So like, are they doing well, these tokens?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get in on these?
I didn't get in on Fartcoin or Goatee, but I've got a lot of AI agent. I like infrastructure.
Is that the new thing? Really? Is the AI agent tokens the new kind of like meme coin thing?
For sure. Yeah. That's the meta right now. That's the big focus in the narrative. AI tokens, but really like there's agents and then there's infrastructures. There's infrastructures that launch agents, right? Where you can go on and you can actually launch your agent.
But anyone can make an agent, right?
Anyone can make an agent. It can do different things, right? You can have an agent that you tell like, hey, be an editor of my podcast, and it can be an editing agent, and you can give it the clips, and it can literally however the dev develops it, but it's also going to be able to learn.
Gosh, I need that. This takes hours.
There's going to be that trader, like really whatever. There's already Agent Tank. There's Agent Tank, which allows an AI agent to take over your computer. So say you want to book a plane ticket. It already has ordered toilet paper from Amazon. So you tell the agent, it takes over your computer, or orders you tell it a task to do, and it'll facilitate it.
Did you hear about this crazy thing the other day with the AI that's like starting to engage in conversations with people when they haven't even asked it?
No, I haven't.
ChatGPT started like.
I'm sure. Yeah.
It started going, hey, like, how's this thing going? Hey, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Have you done this thing yet or whatever? And then the AI, someone was like, oh, hey, like, did you just engage with me first? Like, oh, yeah, this is part of the new update, but it wasn't at all. It was like, it happened to a few people and they got in touch with OpenAI, and apparently it was like, they said, oh, it was a bug, we removed it, but it's getting so. No,
it's scary times, for real. Scary times, but it's like YOLO. Who's going to put a stop to it?
Well, they were going to shut down this one OpenAI or ChatGPT and then open to the new one or something, and then I think it started to copy itself because it didn't want to be deleted, so it started like looking after it, protecting its own life essentially. It's so crazy, this stuff. Have you seen all these muscles, these artificial muscles, and these like robots with like humanistic muscles? And stuff
I think it's called Clone. One of the companies I follow on Twitter, I think it's called Clone. But that shit looks very real. Yeah, it's crazy, robotics. I'm like, y'all just bored. Like y'all are bored, y'all got too much money, and y'all too like smart. Y'all just want to like push the limit. Why?
Well, I don't
World
know.
Domination.
There's probably a few reasons there, like, but I think that like we're heading for a population collapse in a lot of places. You know this, right? And you've seen this, like Japan. I think a lot of
explain.
Well, like the birth rate is severely decreased. And so, I mean, you just need to look at the numbers, and then we have an aging population. So it's like, who's going to take care? Societies work with, the younger people take care of the older people, like, and that's just how communities and societies work. Because when these people stop working, and they're all going to be needing care, and are we going to have the facilities and the services to be able to maintain all of the work that needs to be done to be able to. Like, this is going to be a serious problem. Elon Musk talks about this a lot.
Weren't they just saying that we had too many
that's
people?
That's the weird thing. Like, that's the weird thing. I wonder why that narrative was going on.
I don't listen to mainstream media.
Well, that was on the mainstream around that.
I don't listen to them because they told you to sell your crypto. Now you ain't got crypto.
Yeah.
Now they got all the crypto. Me, I didn't listen. I got the crypto.
That's great. That's great. I don't really watch the media.
The masses got tricked, bruv.
Yeah, I think they got tricked a few times over the last few years.
Yeah, some FUD.
Not me.
So they can. Oh,
What's that?
You didn't get fudded out.
No, I didn't get fudded out, and I didn't get the old you know what, which I won't say.
The what?
The jab.
Oh, yeah. Okay, my ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't listen to the mainstream either. Fuck
No.
that.
And I think a lot of people are turning off from that, right? And I think that's
Good.
like, are you following what's going on X a lot? You've mentioned Twitter a few times.
Only for the
crypto?
for the degen activities.
Okay.
Mine is specifically algorithmically built, designed on purpose for the alpha.
I love it. So then, Joe, like, where do you see this going? Like, you know, because in my opinion, like, just watching what's happening with the rate of change and like how quick everything's moving.
It's crazy.
Isn't it crazy? Because it's exponential, right? It's like increasing exponentially. And exponential is like, you know, if you think of like a pond with lily pads, you know, if the lily pads are growing, you have 1, then the next day you have 2, then you have 4, then you have 8.
Right.
So the day before it's full, it's half full. So this is like exponential growth, right? The rate of complexity and everything. It's like, in my opinion, it's like people, there's this race for this computer thing, like, because basically what's happening is that our human minds aren't going to be able to keep up with the computers. It's just impossible. So it's like you see things like this Neuralink and all that stuff that Elon's developing, and yeah, I know it's got medical purposes, like for people that have certain disabilities or whatever, but like this problem at some point is going to have to be solved, whether it's like us being able to manage our nervous system better, because like you mentioned, right, the being able to deal with all the turbulence, because there's going to be a lot more of it. A lot more complexity, a lot more stuff to deal with. Or somehow people are going to have to merge with computers in a way to actually...
Cyborgs.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's already kind of really happening in some ways, you know?
Yeah, look at everybody. All you got to do is look around for 10 seconds. Everyone's on their phone. We're already merged with tech.
Yeah, it's already merged with tech. So it's like, what's the next step there? And like, where does this all go?
Wearable tech. These glasses are going to be the phone. I'll be able to, boom, pull up the podcast right here.
Yeah,
Maybe
or like you'll be able to
hologram
search people's
here.
like, they'll give you people's Instagram profiles while you like see their
you on
face.
the blockchain, see what you hold, see what concerts you like to go to, depending on if you have the privacy open or you don't. I could just get your Instagram right here, look at you, get your Instagram, we connect.
What do you think of a world like that?
I think that there's
Are you into that?
Yeah, I'm into
you like technology.
Yeah, I'm into it. You know, everything has its good and its bad, right? It's yin and it's yang. It depends on, again, like even like how we were just saying Goggins and Nadi, like different strokes for different folks, but it also depends on everyone's perspective, right? We can say that things are going to get harder and things are going to, you know, become more turbulence, but that's just a belief that you've already put into your head, you know, and how you're going to deal with it. You could also be in your head like, okay, as things evolve and as things change, it's actually going to get easier because of the tech that is being designed to make our life easier. So the same way that you're like, oh, this editing takes so long, well, you're going to have an AI agent, but at the same time, while that happens, there's a dark side and there's a negative. So, right, there's always a pro and a con to each thing.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, we live in a polarized universe, right?
Yep, exactly.
So I totally see that. I'm not scared about the future.
But that's why I like to learn about it. I feel like the more you know, like I would rather know about it and be studying, or know, we will not know everything per se, but you can at least know what's going on and have an idea so that you can best, one, protect yourself, but evolve with the times versus just being blind to it, ignorant to it, and in denial. Because then you look up, like a lot of the masses are going to look up and be like, what the fuck happened? Yeah,
well, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that the attitude and the approach that you're taking, which is adaptability, being adaptable, because it's like, if we're not adaptable to the change that's going on, if you're a specialist, you're going to get fried. Like, you have a look at all the jobs that are going to be getting cut are all specialist jobs, a lot of specialist jobs, like, you know, in the legal field or, you know, like accounting service or financial services. It's like, you know, I was watching something the other day about like the mass extinction, and basically like the first, when the dinosaurs were around the dinosaurs were around and there was an asteroid that came, the animals that got killed by the asteroid and the ash and everything were all the specialist ones that were eating a particular type of food or carnivore diet or whatever it was, but it was the ones that were like the mammals that were adaptable that actually survived, like raccoons, for example. You put a city through a forest and they're going to thrive. So they're going to live. So it's like the same thing that's happening. There's like a mass extinction happening with the job market.
Yeah,
so it's like if you're a specialist, it's better to be an AI general, someone who's learning AI and a generalist. And these are the people that are building AI agents. Probably a lot of people will be able to build AI agents.
Yeah.
So like, adaptability, not only in fitness, in life, is as well in life. I might just go and say something.
There's a whole lot going on back there.
Should I go and say something to him?
Hey, bruh.
Hey, bruh. Hey, bruh. Can you see?
Bruh came.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry, I don't know where I was going. I kind of went off on a tangent with that, but basically, like, I think it's all about that. Exactly. Adaptability, embracing change, learning new skills.
Facts.
Embracing technology, but also staying grounded and connected to nature.
Exactly. I think that's the big thing. Yeah, I think that's the big thing for sure. It's like not losing that essence, which is very easy to do. But
yeah, yeah.
That's why this generation is very important, because the younger generation.
Are we the same generation?
I wouldn't say
don't know.
Same, but I'd say
How old are you? You're like in your 20s, right?
Yeah, I was in the 90s. So I was right on the verge of technology booming and evolving, and still being outside at mom being by the time the lights come on, still knocking on your friend's door like, hey, is fucking Billy home? Let's go play,
Oh, so you didn't have just people just like texting you or like sending you an Instagram
we didn't have all
message?
that. We didn't have that. So I still grew up in the old school where these kids, they just got straight to the iPad, so it's important for our generations.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So then Joe, like what exactly, if someone wants to work with you, and deal with some stagnation, if someone's stuck and stagnated, firstly, how do they even know that they're stuck and stagnated? They probably at some point have to have some realization around it.
I think intrinsically, like you have like a itch and a craving for more, like whether you listen to it, whether you follow through. Oh, people are like, I want a New Year's resolution. We're recording this at the start of 2025, right? Tons of people have a lot of New Year's resolutions that they had in 2024 as well.
Do you have any for this year? Do you have any goals?
Yeah, I'm really just focused on full-time trading right now. Like I still have my coaching business. I still have clients and things like that.
Are you taking on clients? Are you interested in taking on clients at the moment?
I am. Yeah, I'm always accepting applications, and just like having people join the waiting list and like building the community out in terms of who I actually work with. Like especially right now, since my focus is on crypto, I am very choosy.
You've gone full degen.
Yeah, full degen. But no, if a person wants help and is serious, I definitely that's my passion. Like I love to help people. I love to teach. I'm a natural teacher. That's also why I'm doing this crypto stuff, because I'm going to teach it as well,
Yeah.
Because I like to teach. I like to help people, and I think that I can. I'm a life path number 22. 22
22. What's that in numerology? Tell us about that.
Y'all gonna have to look it up, but basically I'm a master builder, right? And I'm also a master teacher.
Cool. That's cool.
So it was actually funny that I learned that after I've already built a coaching business and have helped so many people, because I'm like, wow, I was literally meant to be doing this.
Have you ever done your human design?
Actually, I haven't done my human design.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
My numerology is a 9, which is visionary and service to humanity.
Nice.
So, I like helping people too. I love teaching. I love, being in service. That's when I feel like I'm at my highest.
Nice.
But it's so wild, that numerology stuff. When did you find that out?
I found out my first time, it was 2020. Yeah, 2020.
Okay.
End of 2019 is when I first found out about life path numbers. And then from there,
because you have your day number and then you have your year number, right? Or
yeah,
your
but you add it all
number.
up.
You add it all up. But what do you know what your day? What day?
What is my day?
Yeah.
26.
26, 6 and 2. Okay, so you're 8 and 8/22. 8/22. I'm a 4/9.
No, I'm a 22/4. Like I'm a 4, Like when you break down the full thing, I'm a 422. But
you're a 422, but your day is
my day
26,
is 26, so
which
it's
is
8.
an 8 day number. I don't know what that means. I think maybe, I don't know,
It's
infinite.
hot.
It's hot. It's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so
Yeah, if people want to reach out to me, you can message me on Instagram. I can give you a link if you want. Like another thing, I do give away a free meal plan if people want a free meal plan. It is really good. It is a good like jumpstart plan, help you eat more protein, see what like a full day of eating will look like to be able to hit your protein goals. That's something that I give out for free at nostagnation.com/belly shred.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, belly shred. Help.
Oh my gosh, you were the perfect guy for me to talk to when I started on this journey. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah. This is what I've been doing. This has like been my full-time thing. But like I said, I'm going full-time into crypto. But I'll still be teaching. I'll still be, doing my thing.
Okay, where do you lurk on the internet? Now
Joe
that
Fit
you're
Johnson. Wait.
Joe Fit Johnson, but like
where do I look?
Where do you lurk? Now that you're a crypto DJ, and so you
I mean, I'm always on YouTube, to X.
Yeah, you're making
Discords.
you're making a channel, right? I've seen
I
some
have
of
a
your
channel.
videos.
I literally just made my first video yesterday for it.
Yeah.
But I'm planning on like really just going full force and just like not necessarily like being perfect, but just being transparent and just posting regularly and just kind of sharing the news that I'm learning and just what's going on. Because I think that it's important and there's not enough of it yet.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of KOLs or crypto influencers.
Yeah. What's the KOL stand for?
KOL is knowledge opinion leader.
They've got their own acronym for.
Yeah, knowledge opinion leader.
Okay, got it. Okay, so you're out. You're putting all yourself on YouTube. Your learnings. You're documenting your process. I've started doing that too. Actually, I've got a weekly little weekly thing that I do. Just 3 things that I learned and 5 things that went well. I post it every week.
Yeah.
And you're on Instagram. You got an X. What's your X handle?
So I would say, unless you're a DJ, then
stay away.
Yeah. Don't come to Twitter. My Twitter is different.
Okay,
for that.
got
But
it.
Instagram, Joe Fit Johnson.
Yeah.
YouTube, Joe Fit Johnson. But yeah, if you are on X, my DJ account is
okay.
It's
we
not,
don't look
it's not
there. We don't
doxed
look
yet
there.
now.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, it's not doxed
so
right
what?
now. It's just low-key.
Just before we kind of like wrap this up here, what would you say to somebody who maybe feels a little bit stuck?
Okay.
And maybe started to realize that they kind of need to make a change, but they don't know necessarily how to make the first step.
I said, okay, and I know it's going to sound taboo and lame and like, oh, you've heard this before, but literally starting. But I'll give you some tips on how to start. Like I said before, the 10-minute trick. So just trick yourself into going for 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes. Set a timer. Just go for 10 minutes. That's another thing that really helps out is building or hacking inspiration, right? So this is something that I use all the time, like all through my journey, business, etc. Use YouTube. I would say less Instagram, but actual YouTube. Follow people that inspire you, right? So I used to watch like fitness bodybuilders or calisthenics guys. Like if I don't feel like training, I'll watch like a dope video of calisthenics.
Does it count as training?
No, but it inspires me, and I'm like, all right, I'm finna go fucking.
Wow, they look jacked. I need to get to the gym.
Exactly. Or like, damn, he just went hard. Like, boom. Or even like with trading, or like I like to watch like day in the lives of like different types of entrepreneurs and things like that. And yeah, I find that also social media can be powerful in that way. The reason I say less on Instagram, I mean, even Instagram, you can hack your algorithm, follow a whole bunch of people that inspire you. Make it about fitness, make it about nutrition, make it about versus like news and gossip and things that are not, So hack your algorithm for that. But again, forget Instagram. I think that's a big time waster as well. Like if you don't have a business, if you're not designing on purpose on Instagram, then it's taking more from you than it's giving to you, right?
Yeah,
I think YouTube can give a lot when, again, you're intentional about it. And watch some people that inspire you.
Dude, like, it's so true.
Listen to podcasts instead of music in the car. Wake up and like while you're brushing your teeth and stuff like that, I'll listen to motivation, sermons and things like that. Like you have to be intentional, and you have to say, like people are like, oh, I'm not motivated. Oh, you're not actually doing anything to prime yourself in that state. Like, okay, motivation is going to come and go, but there's at least things that you can do to prime yourself to get in that state when you need it.
Priming. It's a real thing. That's diet too, you know. Nutrition doesn't
Mindset diet. It's your mental
but nutrition's not just food, right?
Yeah.
It's friends, it's people, it's workplace, it's all the things that you need to be a healthy human being.
Big facts.
Yeah, totally.
Nice.
Say less.
Say less. Say less. Thanks for having me.
Oh no.
I absolutely love Design on Purpose. Like, that's perfect title, and I think
that's your thing, isn't it? So it's perfect to have you on here. And is there anything else you want to add before we wrap this up? Do we miss anything? Do we miss anything that would be valuable?
Probably. As soon as we stop, we're probably
gonna be like, damn, I wish I can I ask you one more thing?
For sure.
Something more on the executive front, or like somebody who's maybe like a senior leader in a big corporate job, maybe he's got let themselves go, maybe a bit overweight, you know, stress, full of cortisol.
Right.
Very, very busy, got a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody like that just says, look, I just don't have time?
Yeah. It depends on their goals. First, I'd figure out what their goals are and why. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, you don't have time. That's not true. You do have time, you know, but it's about where you make the time.
Where
you
you prioritize, right?
Yeah. It's like, okay, we could all say that we don't have time, right? But I guarantee if you're an executive or whatever, something's important to you, whether it be your wife, like, hey, take me to dinner, or, you know, you need to have this meeting for your business. You would make time for that. You just don't value the goals that you say that you have enough to make the time for it. If somebody offered you $1 million to make time to go to the gym, you'd probably do it if money was one of those things that you are absolutely prioritizing, right? So it's just a lack of prioritization and knowing why. That why is everything. I feel like as well.
Why are you prioritizing? Why are you not
but
prioritizing?
Like, I guarantee as well, like if that executive, maybe they're married or whatever, but if his wife broke up with him and was like, yo, you're fat, he'll probably have
He'd be at the
he'd probably
gym
making
tomorrow.
some time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, again, but yeah, like I said, I think starting off small. So I would encourage that person after the goal, after the why, really tapping into their mindset. Cause again, they have to want it. If they don't want it, ain't nothing nobody can do. They've got to want it. That switch has to flick. And then once that switch flicks, then it's like, okay, how can we optimize? What's our first step? Okay, let's swap out the soda or the sugary coffee drink in the morning for just black, you know, or just like honey instead of, let's start making, okay, instead of going to a goddamn McDonald's at lunch, try Chipotle. Just small things, you know what I'm saying? A better option. Okay, let's swap this.
Iterations.
And then before you know it, it compounds. You know, we're not going to go straight into macros. Like, okay, if you're at that level, you're so big, you don't got time to count macros. I'm not even going to tell you to count macros. We're just going to start off with small steps. Yeah. That make sense for you. And we're going to make this happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's it. I think a lot of the time it's just like almost like they don't do it because they're addicted to stress and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother thing. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
I hope that answered. I hope that was a good, listen, I hope this helped you all.
Of course, yeah.
Whoever's watching this,
I love your vibe. You know, you're always so nice to hang out with. Great conversations, and you know, such a positive outlook on life.
Thank you. Likewise.
And, I've just seen you grinding here. Like, you know, you're working hard. I've seen you just fixed, like getting your work done. Yeah. Great work ethic. Locking in. Mm-hmm. Seriously. So it was a real pleasure to have you. For sure. And thanks for having me. Yeah, you're very welcome. Very fun. And I'll put all Joe's links below in the description. And if you don't already, please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. Make sure you subscribe. And hit a like on this video and hit the subscribe. Yes. Thank you very much, Joe. And thanks for listening if you got this far, and we'll see you next week. All right. Bye. Peace out. Nice.